Hello, I'm Anthony Hardy, the Chief Technology Officer at Medicreations. Today we're going to talk about the technologies behind tattoo removal. We're going to discuss primarily Q-switch lasers in the 1064-532 nanometers. So first on the 1064, we're going to discuss the differences between long pulse and short pulse. So in the industry, you're going to hear ND-YAG, YAG, 1064, 532, all over the place. It has tons of different modalities, tons of different treatment options. But the biggest difference that you want to make sure you're using the right technology, the right laser for the right treatment. So long pulse ND-YAGs are amazing for vascular veins, hair removal, dark spots, things like that. To do tattoo removal and to break up that pigment, you're going to want to use a short pulse laser system, primarily a Q-switch. So with a Q-switch, the technology behind that is you have a apocal cell that changes the polarization, that builds up the energy inside that laser cavity until it gets to a higher energy and releases it for a really short amount of time, kind of like a light speed light switch. So when you get into that, there is a few different types in the industry that you will hear, and that's picosecond or Q-switch. So a picosecond laser and a Q-switch is the same thing. Q-switch is just it's just the switching mechanism that we talked about with the apocal. It's going to hold that pulse for a picosecond. And then you hear what they call Q-switch is primarily being talked about as a nanosecond laser. So like our Medi-YAG that we use for tattoo removal, it's a 5 nanosecond Q-switch laser. You'll hear some other devices in the industry that are picosecond, and there's a big thing going around that's the new latest and greatest technology. It's just a different pulse width. But there's lots of clinical studies, a lot of white papers out that 5 nanoseconds is the optimal pulse width to break up pigment for tattoo removal. So it's just the difference between 300 to 500 picoseconds or 5 nanoseconds. So you're talking about 1/trillionth of a second or 1/billionth of a second, still a super quick pulse width to get that energy to target onto the tattoo, break up that pigment, and have it go through the lymphatic system. So we use 5 nanosecond because again, it is the proven technology to have the most effect to break up that pigment without causing adverse reactions to surrounding tissues. So you have less of a chance for scarring, blistering, things of that nature. We also use 1064 and 532 because if you have a 1064 system, you can add a sliding mechanism of a KTP crystal that will take that 1064 wavelength and cut it down to a 532 wavelength. This allows us to do not only black ink, but also the rest of the colors. So you can do your reds, blues, greens, and get that tattoo removal result. As always, it is not a quick process. You are breaking up pigment and allowing your body's natural resources through the lymphatic system to flush away that ink. So it is going to take multiple treatments. Typical tattoos can take anywhere from 8 treatments all the way up to 24 treatments. It all depends on the type of ink, how deep the ink was put in, how old the ink is, things of that nature. So you're always going to want to discuss with the client on the best way and kind of their treatment plan to remove that tattoo. A few things about our Medi-YAG that make it a little bit better ease of use to the practitioner is we have 1064, 532 wavelengths, but we can go up to 10 pulses per second, 10 hertz on both those wavelengths to make the treatment time shorter, more effective, and our handpiece also goes from 2 millimeters to 10 millimeter spot size, which auto adjusts on the screen and calculates from joules to fluents based on that spot size. So as the practitioner, you always know the exact amount of fluents that you're treating that tattoo with. Stay tuned for more great content coming right here from Medicreations.